What's happening, high tide traders and investors? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back in the pursuit of wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today's Tuesday, January 28th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to do an earnings prep video, and that's going to be for high tide tomorrow. They have a big earnings report, Q4 and full fiscal 2024 earnings. So we're going to go over the analyst estimates. If you're not familiar with these videos, essentially we go over the details and then we also get analyst estimates. We add them all up and then we get an average and what the consensus is. And at the end, I'll bring up the high tide chart as well and see what we can see in terms of technicals and price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on that. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future content. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I am a high tide shareholder. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So high tide to announce fourth fiscal quarter and full fiscal year 2024 financial results. This is going to be a big one. And they had some recent news with regards to their acquisition of PureCan in Germany. So that's going to be their entry into that market. And then also expanding the Cabana Club into the EU, the UK, and the US. So it's exciting times, and we're just getting started here in the high tide story. So if we go through, the earnings will be tomorrow, January 29th, and it's going to be after financial markets close. So we should see it shortly after 4 p.m. Eastern, and then the conference call is actually going to be the following day. So it's going to be on January 30th, and that's going to be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then there's the webcast link as well. So I'll do my best to join the conference call. I might even try and stream it. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do that, and I'll see what I can do. But I'll definitely be reviewing their earnings after the fact. So like I said, make sure to have the notification bell ticked, and you'll be notified on any future videos. So if we take a look here at the analyst estimates, so they're forecasting pretty much everybody's expecting 135 million Canadian. So you can see here, investing.com's 135.37 million Canadian and negative 0.018. So they are expecting a loss and in the negative, whereas last quarter we actually came in at positive 0.01. So we'll see if we can continue the trend of beating estimates. You can see they beat in terms of revenue and EPS last quarter. So let me know in the comments, do you think they're going to beat, miss? Always love hearing from you. And if we take a look at trading view, theirs is 135.36 million and negative 0.017. And if we take a look at Moomoo here, their EBITDA, they're forecasting 2.3 million, or sorry, no, that was for the next quarter. So for Q4 2024, they're forecasting 1.6 million. So they're expecting a drop off in EBITDA. Revenue on this is based on two analysts, 135.05, and then EPS, it says 0, but unit USD, and then based on one analyst. So I wouldn't put too much behind that, but pretty much everybody is expecting 135 million. So if we add all those up, the revenue forecasted at 135.26. So we'll see if they come in, if they have a number in excess of that, then they would beat, and we might see the stock with a favorable turn to the upside. But keep in mind, tomorrow is going to be a volatile day with the FOMC, so we'll see what happens. The earnings will be coming out after market, so maybe that might be a blessing. If there is a bearish reaction to FOMC, it might give the stock a little bit of breathing room and time to digest if the FOMC rate decision is bad. But I think they're going to probably come in at a pause. I don't think they're going to cut again. I think they'll pause it. And then, like I said, they're forecasting negative 0.035. I added all them up at 0. It says negative 0.011, but I wouldn't put too much weight behind that last one there. So I think negative 0.035 is what we would like to go off of. So that's what we'll be watching in terms of revenue and EPS, and I give you the EBITDA as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens. They've been crushing it, so more of the same potentially. If we take a look at the high tide chart here on the daily time frame, so I mentioned it was a daily bear flag. We had a target of 276, and yesterday we hit 278. So that technical analysis stuff kind of works sometimes, right? It's not hocus pocus like a lot of people think. A lot of people think it doesn't work. A lot of people think it's people who use it are crazy, but I would argue people just don't know how to use the tools that were given to them, or they don't understand what the tools do, right? It's not a guarantee, it's just probability. So if you're looking at something, you want to find confluences, right? You want to find multiple patterns, charts, indicators, etc., all saying the same thing. And we had a daily EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well, adding more to the bear thesis. And we confirmed a daily downtrend, daily bear flag. If we switch over here to the weekly time frame, we had a stochastic and a MACD bear cross. We lost a 10-week moving average. Literally, you can't get any more bearish than that, really, on the in terms of the daily and the weekly. And then the monthly still bullish, but shorter term time frames are pretty bearish. And we also lost the 200 weekly moving average. That has been a brick wall for a lot of names. We got above it, tried to confirm it as support, failed, and now it's acting as resistance again. So we do have a lot of support there in that 239 region, 240, which would be the 50 weekly. In terms of the daily moving averages, same thing. We were finding nice support there on the 50-day moving average, but then we lost it, and now it's resistance, and we're rejecting, like I said, daily bear flag and downtrend. We do have the 100-day at 274, and then a lack until the 200-day at 244. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did drop down. I mean, with the low of yesterday, 278, yeah, we do have a level of support on the price action at 247. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did drop into the 250, 240 zone. But ultimately, like I said, if we zoom out to the monthly time frame, there's no major red flags whatsoever. We're still in a monthly uptrend with higher lows and higher highs. We're just starting the monthly consolidation, and that's indicative by the weekly downtrend confirming. So we had our high, low, lower high, and lower low, and we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross here on the weekly time frame. So again, a little bit more bearish on the daily and the weekly time frame, but monthly, no major red flags whatsoever. We do have the monthly EMA 12 there at 249. So like I said, 250 is a lot of support in that area. And we just had the first ever monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. So wouldn't be surprised if we did tighten up. You got to remember the whole sector is still bearish, right? You got some outliers like HITI, Canara Biotech. They just reported their first quarter 2025 results on Monday, yesterday, and it was fantastic. Look at the stock. Just in the last couple of months, it's up from the low of last month to the high of this month. It's up about 70%. So this is in a monthly uptrend as well with the low, high, higher low, and higher high. We are right at resistance there at 105. And we got above it. Next resistance 114. So I think they're the only two stocks right now in MJ that are in a monthly uptrends. So that is just one sec. I got a Airbnb guest checking in. All right, sorry about that. I had a guest checking in, and yeah, I was pretty much done the video anyway. So let him in, and if he has any issues checking in, I'll end the video here in just a moment and assist him with that. Fun never stops. But yeah, Canara Biotech, monthly uptrend, and high tide. I'm pretty sure those are the only two in the whole sector that are in monthly uptrends. I'd have to do a deeper dive, but endless to say that they're definitely the two darlings in the space right now. And even if we did pull back, like realistically, we could pull back all the way to 157 and still be in a monthly uptrend. So there's no major red flags here whatsoever. Wouldn't be surprised to see us back down around 250. And we'll see if earnings can change that. We're pretty bearish here, like I said, on the daily and the weekly, but still bullish on the monthly. But unfortunately, you can't have one or two names in the whole sector in monthly uptrends and expect, multiple percentage of upside, right? You're not going to expect like 52-week highs or a sustained rally until the whole sector is changing. And right now, we have no interest in the sector. So until we have the new president talk about it in the U.S., until there's a big company that gets into the space, we're already seeing it. There was a deal with Philip Morris and Avicana, which is a medical play. They're furthering their tentacles into the medical side of it and into the industry. So that's a vote of confidence, but it's going to be, in my opinion, at least a few more months before we start to see MJ really start to benefit from sector rotation, from big tech, crypto, AI. It is looking like those are more than likely going to top, though, over the next, call it, couple of months. And then I think the play is going to shift to MJ. All right, let me know what you think of this. If you think we're going to beat in terms of earnings tomorrow, like I said, it's after hours, so I'll do my best to cover that and then do the conference call the following morning. All right, have a great night. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.